Oh my god, you guys, it has been too long. Right, Ash? Right? It's been too long. For those of you that are new here, it has been several months since I have done a thrifting physical media update. As you hopefully saw from the thumbnail, I have got a big stack of exciting stuff to share with you. It's kind of heavy, so I'm not going to lift that up right now. But I also have the brand new physical media release from A24 of Love Lies Bleeding. So I'm going to unbox this on camera too. This is particularly exciting because I never really order anything brand new for myself. I always thrift everything. People send me their old Blu-rays. Anyway, if you are a returning little coven member, then you knew that. If you're brand new here, then welcome. Hi, I'm the Antichrist. I slid straight out of Satan's womb, and I am just here to talk about horror movies with you guys. That's what I do over on my Haunted Hippie channel. This is more my hobby channel where I speak very passionately about physical media, and I also post a lot of travel content. I travel the world, you know, and so I bring you with me. Today, though, is my favorite kind of video because I always find the craziest little treasures on my physical media hunts. So I want to get into that, but first, I'm way too excited about this, okay? If you joined any of my channels this year, then you know that I think Love Lies Bleeding is the best movie of 2024. I doubt that anything is gonna top it for me, but you know, we still have half the year left. Are we ready? So this comes with a whole bunch of stuff. It's not just the physical media package. This is so fancy. Are you kidding me? This is what they put your receipt in. It looks like this really official letter. It looks like it would hold the invite to the house on Haunted Hill. A24, you classy bitch. Now here it is. Ooh, and what's this? Oh my god, okay, so when you order this, it does not tell you that it comes with this special little card, but this is promotion for Maxine, because of course it is. I wonder if you had to have ordered this before the release of Maxine, which is in just a couple weeks, in order to receive this. I don't know, maybe during its theatrical run you can still get it if you order it right now. That's a serve. This is cute. Look how beautiful this is. It looks so old school too. Oh my god, I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed. Yes, I also am going to take it out of its plastic packaging because it comes with some really cool stuff in there and I just want to show it off. A24 is really one of the only studios that still gets it with physical media. Yeah, there are great boutique labels that release cool older stuff, and we still get the standard Blu-rays, you know, from like Warner Bros. And stuff like that. A24 doing all this crazy custom stuff, they're the only ones doing it right, I'm afraid. So we slide. Oh, this is probably my favorite photo of all the promotional stuff. And then her dad is on the back rocking that skullet. So open it up here and then there's the DVD. And then there are some more prints here. This one's my favorite, obviously. I honestly might frame these. I really would. I would find a good spot for these. Oh, I just need to have like a little Love Lies Bleeding shrine somewhere in my movie collection room someday. Maybe I'll just put this one up for now. I just think this little release was done so well. I'm obsessed with it. Oh, love it. Well done. Well done. Now, I did actually have a little thrifting trip before I left for Europe. I picked all this stuff up several months ago and then I rediscovered it under my bed and I was like, oh my god, I'm the luckiest boy in school. It was like coming back to a little present from myself. I guess I'll start with some of the DVDs. Now, this one might be a bit of a baffling choice to some of you. The Happening is indeed one of M. Night Shyamalan's worst films. I agree. However, I do think that it'll be really good for the series I have on my channel, Does Anyone Remember? Where I talk about the horror movies in depth that time somehow forgot. This is also an old Blockbuster copy, so the nostalgia kind of won me over. It's a little smudged. It doesn't even really look super scratched up or anything, so I think it's gonna play just fine. It also has a lot of special features, so if I ever do my M. Night Shyamalan deep dive, which I'm hoping to, then this will help me out with that as well. And so will this next one. Oh my god. I found this collector's edition of Unbreakable, which is actually a movie that I've never seen. First of all, take a look at the back there. There's all those special features. And then when you open it, it's this whole booklet, or not a booklet, but you know, it's one of the ones that you unfold, and you unfold it multiple times. Look at this thing. If you've been around, you know that I'm absolutely a slut for like a foldable physical media. Also, I don't know if this is a poster or what. Let's see. This also comes with some artwork, much like my brand new Love Lies Bleeding. How funny. And whoever owned this previously didn't take it out because I got this from a Goodwill. This might just be the little scene guide. Oh, what in the world? Okay, so this is interesting. There's this, but then it also opens like this, but when you close it like this, then it's also just a regular booklet. That's really, I don't know if I've seen that before. There's a little bit about M. Night Shyamalan. It says the contents. And then of course there is like the scene guide and everything. But in the middle here, this just looks like some interesting artwork. I don't really know what's going on with this, but that's cool. Yes, I have seen Split. Yes, I have seen Glass. This is the only one that I haven't seen. And allegedly it's one of M. Night Shyamalan's best, so it's kind of crazy that I haven't seen it yet, but that's okay, because I got this wonderful Vista Series edition. I'll watch it soon. Now for the Blu-rays that I found. I was really pumped about all of these, maybe least of which is this one. Snow White and the Huntsman. I remember when this came out when I was a kid. I might have been like 13 years old or something. This also comes with not only the theatrical cut, but the extended edition too. It has 4 extra minutes. I'm just obsessed with the cast in this. Charlize Theron, Chris Hemsworth, and Kristen Stewart. Are you kidding me? I've been obsessed with Kristen Stewart since I was a wee lass. It was a sign. But anyway, this is a movie much like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter that I really wanted to watch as a child, but was too young, or otherwise just didn't make it out to the theater. So this is about honoring my inner 13-year-old. Up next is about honoring my inner action movie fan, with both of them actually, but first up I found Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. The sleeve is falling apart a little bit, but I think it's nothing a little bit of glue won't fix. This is loaded with bonus content, deleted scenes with an alternate opening. I just love the Mission Impossible movies, so anything to own them on Blu-ray. I believe I got this for $5, along with the next one too, which is Bullet Train. Was really happy to find this one secondhand. I was super surprised about it, but I guess, you know, maybe some people, they buy the physical media because they didn't see it in theaters, and then whoever bought this decided they didn't want it. But I really loved this movie. And since it's only from 2022, I can only assume the person that owned this previously probably only watched it one time. So it's in great shape at that too. Hello, I don't know at what point I'm butting in, but I realized that I forgot to talk about Dracula 2000. I picked this up before I left for my trip. It was at the bottom of the pile and somehow I just completely ignored it. But yeah, I also picked this one up because I wanted to do a Does Anyone Remember This Movie? It is directed by Patrick Lussier and I think produced by Wes Craven. Oh yeah, his name is on the front there. And the cast of this movie is just hilarious. There are also like a ton of special features on it. I can't believe that I forgot to talk about this. This movie looks truly terrible. Since all the Universal Classic monsters are making a comeback as well, it's also just like, this is in the consciousness right now. We gotta talk about Dracula. Maybe I'll release that around the time that Nosferatu comes out or something. I don't know. Can't believe I forgot to talk about this. Okay, sorry, back to it. So that was the little haul from before I left for my trip. Now I have gone thrifting only twice since I've been back, and I have got still quite a stack yet to show you. I'm gonna start off with the only book that I have to share with you all today. That would be Britney Spears' memoir. This thing was sold out over and over again. It was impossible to try to get your hands on it, and it also was really expensive firsthand. It was like $35 and plus tax. I don't know, this book probably cost about 40 bucks. I found it at a Goodwill for $5. Thank you so much to the people in my area that buy things and don't like them, or see no value in rewatching or rereading them. I will swoop them up. Thank you. She's just a deeply interesting woman. I had listened to podcasts and stuff about it because I couldn't get my hands on the book itself, but I'm ready to read all the tea for myself. Lord knows this woman needs allies. Anyway, next up, I have this big 24 disc set of 100 movies. Apparently, it is the 100 greatest mystery classics. The movies range in release from, I think, as early as 1937 all the way to the late 1950s. Well, it's kind of hard to say. Maybe like the mid 1950s. So far, the most recent movie I can find is 1956. But basically, this whole thing is just like a love letter to noir. Yes, this does say 1999, but I also had a 25% off coupon, so I got this for less than 15 bucks actually. And for 100 noir movies, I think that's worth it. They come in these big chunky things, so I think you are supposed to get rid of this box. But whoever owned it previously, for whatever reason, the plastic cover came off of this second little box. It's also really weird because when you open it up, oh, the DVDs are in these little kind of paper plasticky envelopes. I don't know why. That does not seem very efficient or very protective, but whatever. I guess, you know, I'll keep them in there and I'll keep them in these boxes. But it's nice that they also come with these little guides as well. So inside it tells you just a little synopsis about each film, because obviously they can't fit that much information for 100 films just on the back of one of these. But these movies star the likes of Basil Rathbone, Boris Karloff, Angela Lansbury. So I'm excited because the 1940s is a huge blind spot for me. One of the only noirs I've seen from that period is Mildred Pierce, I think because that's probably just the most famous one. So I'm excited, you know, on random nights to just pop a random one in, see what happens. This was a really cool find for me. Something that was also incredibly random that I found were a bunch of titles that I think must have been pirated for these DVDs because the covers look pretty shitty and they're also movies that are incredibly niche. I'm talking, I think for a couple of them, less than 1,000 people have logged them on Letterboxd. The first one is, I think, the original Little Shop of Horrors with Jack Nicholson, and this just does not look official to me. Like, I don't know what the deal is with this DVD, but this is the one that was directed by Roger Corman, and I think that whoever donated this one, they must have had like an entire kind of bootleg Roger Corman set that they apparently didn't even open. Maybe these were donated by the family of someone that passed along. Maybe that's the case. But anyway, another one that I found is Lady Frankenstein. This is one that really hardly anybody has logged it on Letterboxd, and it just seems like such a random find. But I'm really interested in it as I got really into Frankenstein last year. If you haven't checked out the Frankenstein deep dive that I did on my main channel, then absolutely do so. I covered everything related to Frankenstein throughout the 1930s. This movie is, I think, from 1972. So if and when I ever get up to a point where I want to do a deep dive of Frankenstein through the 70s, then I've got this. That was also the decade of Young Frankenstein, right? Anyway, the last one that I got from seemingly the same kind of collection from this Goodwill is Shock. I picked up this one because it stars Vincent Price, and I had not previously heard of it, but yet again, it just seems like there's nothing really like official on here, like nothing related to the studio or the distribution company for the physical media. So I don't know what the deal is, but they're all unopened, and I'm pretty sure that these were also produced by Roger Corman. There were maybe like 7 or 8 other DVDs that seemed like they were part of this exact same collection, and a lot of them were produced by Roger Corman. So weird, but also seemingly pretty rare. So I was like, you know what, I have to pick up at least a couple of these. Up next, in yet another Goodwill, I found a couple of DVDs and a Blu-ray. The Blu-ray I found, I was pretty excited to find this one because I remember really loving this movie as a kid. I think this is one of Amy Adams' best performances, and I love Patrick Dempsey in it. I love finding great Disney classics secondhand, especially when they're in good condition. Further distancing myself from my need to have Disney Plus as a streaming service. There's nothing better than that. I mean, I haven't had Disney Plus in a while, but anyway. At the same Goodwill, I found yet another Disney title. Well, 2 in 1 actually. It was this really nice 10th anniversary edition of both of the Princess Diaries movies. They recently confirmed that there's gonna be a third one. Apparently Anne Hathaway is gonna be involved. She's excited about it. This was just a really nice edition. It hasn't been beat up at all. It feels basically brand new. And I loved especially the first movie as a kid. This is a nostalgia pick right here. Yet again, who needs Disney Plus? Lastly, at that Goodwill, I found Vacancy, which maybe at some point I'd heard of this film, but it's not one that I could remember. So I basically felt like I discovered a horror title that I'd never seen before. But the fact that it stars Kate Beckinsale and Luke Wilson, I just was really surprised that I hadn't heard of it. But it is one of those kind of early 2000s 3-star kind of whatever films. But sometimes that's exactly what I'm in the mood for. I do get nostalgic feelings for mid-tier movies like this. I am aware of a movie called No Vacancy. That was one that I was sent on Blu-ray a while back, but I got rid of it because I didn't think it was good. I think that one came from Horror Pack, but I don't remember. So if No Vacancy was no good, then maybe Vacancy is good. Okay, last up, I got 2 more titles from one last vintage shop. One of them being an old Blockbuster edition of the Wicker Man remake from 2006. And you might be like, huh, why in God's creation would you pick something like that up? Especially because the disc itself does look quite scratched, and this is not in great shape. Well, that is because I will be doing an original versus remake deep dive on the original and this remake of the Wicker Man. This comes with 2 editions of the movie. There is an unrated version, and there is an alternate ending sequence. There's commentary by the writer-director and almost all of the stars, except for Nick Cage, unfortunately. But the editor and costume designer are also on the commentary. I know that this is gonna be bad. I feel like it's gonna be gloriously bad. I cannot wait for my first time watch of this movie. To end off on a good note, though, I found a VHS tape of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. This is in really good shape. I checked out the tape. There's no mold. It looks like it's in great condition. condition. It even has a piece of the old Paramount sticker on it right there from way back in the day when this tape was brand new. I already own Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom on VHS, so I almost have the completed original trilogy now. That will make my day when that happens. I have already completed my original trilogy of Jurassic Park. I have the entire original trilogy of Star Wars on VHS too. So someday, I know it's probably going to be a lot more rare and expensive and hard to find, but I will find Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark on VHS. So that does it. I kind of piled things up everywhere, so I'm not going to like show you the end result of my huge pile. Of course, this is probably what I'm most excited for, but I think that huge box set of 100 dark crime films is so cool too. I'm always obsessed with everything that I find. Also, let me know if you've found anything cool recently. I love hearing about all of your treasure hunts as well. What is the best thing you've found recently? Or if you're not a collector yourself, did anything here catch your eye? Let's just chat. Let's just have a little chit chat down below. If you're like, oh my god, this is not enough content from me, I need to watch more right now, don't worry, I have a huge physical media related playlist on this channel. I also have a travel playlist, and then I also have my main channel, of course, where I talk about horror movies. There's lots of deep dives and reviews and all that kind of stuff over there. You have the Wicker Man comparison soon to look forward to. But if you're like, oh my god, that's still not enough, I still need more. And if you want to support me a little bit extra, I also have a Patreon, and I post a bonus video over there every single week. That includes trailer reactions, bonus reviews, behind the scenes with my own short horror films. Check it out. Everything that you need is linked down below, but more than anything, I just hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye!